Hey everybody, Charlie here. Welcome to my office. As you have probably started to hear, there's been some significant changes at SPY occurring today, and I wanted to take a minute and really film myself talking about it so you could hear my voice and understand what I'm saying in ways that don't always come across in text or in email, and I just don't have time to call everybody back. But yeah, SPY's made some significant changes today, and I want to dive into what's going on here and why. So let's start with a brief history that many of you are very familiar with. So SPY's been around for 25 years. Obviously, we went public in 2004, and since then, SPY's really never been a profitable company. There were moments where we got close, a quarter here, a quarter there, but year over year, SPY never made money. And as you know, as business managers yourself, it's impossible to not make money and stay in business. But SPY did. And the reason SPY did is really, most notably, Seth Hammett. Seth, who was the largest shareholder, chairman of the board, at times CEO, was willing to invest in this company. He loved the people in it, he loved the brand, he loved the business opportunity, and he wanted to see it succeed. And for that reason, he let us operate in an economic reality that it wasn't real. We lost money every year. And once he came in as CEO, we got a lot closer to profitability. In 2016, we got rid of a bunch of debt. We had tens of millions of dollars in debt. That was all gone. And we still struggled with profitability. We were close. And really what missing that came down to was aggressive growth goals and trying to match the spend to get there from a personnel standpoint, marketing standpoint, yada, yada, yada. And, over that same time, we know what's happened, right? Our market's been challenged. SPY itself has lost, probably in the last 5 years, 2,000 accounts. But one thing that never happened is we never really changed much headcount inside the building. We maintained our headcount and some of our operating expense at the same levels it had been in years past when times were better. And it became time to make an adjustment. A little more recent history. We started 2018 with pretty aggressive growth goals. If those of you who made the sales meeting remember, we challenged you specifically to grow your core business, though it was struggling and hard. We challenged you to grow the optical business to the tune of 1 account a month at minimum. And, we fell short on some of those goals. We fell short in other areas of the business too. And as we saw those sales misses, we really could have taken corrective action at the time, but under the leadership at the time, we were told, don't worry, we're funding this for investment, we're going to put more money in, keep going. And that went on through the most of 18. And unfortunately, the investment we needed to keep things going has yet to materialize. We hope it does show up, it may. But we had new leadership come in. Stefan Roseman, who's been with our brand for over a decade, has stepped in to be the CEO. He came in about a month ago, and he took a real hard look at our financials and just said, this isn't viable. We're literally not going to make it as a business if we don't take corrective action fast. So that was the challenge to us, and it's been a painful one to go through. It's not been a fun day here in the office, and I want to walk you through what's happened, what's changed, and then what remains the same, or might even be new. So thanks for bearing with me. I have a few notes to reference, so hang with me. So knowing that we were concerned about really the viability, the core, can we be a business, and the health of that business, we knew we had to chop expenses. Our sales revenues were not hitting the goal we had set for the start of the year, and we were spending like they were. So when we looked at it, we immediately cut some peripheral expenses, things you probably haven't felt or seen. We cut vendors. We did what we could to trim the fat to get us closer to profitability, but we still needed to make a major correction with the overall business. So I'm going to walk you through some of the biggest changes and how, especially what's relevant to you, the outside sales rep for SPY. First and foremost, there was a headcount reduction across all major departments here. SPY cut essentially 20% of our workforce inside the building. It was strategic. It's really unfortunate. We cut really good people who did great work here that we just simply couldn't afford to have. It's not going to be easy to get along without some of these people, but we have to stay in business. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but I want you to know it's a shared sacrifice across all departments. Everybody had to cut. These are people we love. We want to help them find their next job. They did good work here. It is not a note on their performance. It's just about our ability to afford their position really even more than the people themselves. So there was a head count reduction. Speaking to you, the reps, who you're going to notice most is assuredly, if you're in the U.S., is Jeff Tuttle. Jeff Tuttle's no longer with us. He did a lot of great work for us over the last few years. He spent a lot of time on the road with many of you. He's been a great resource for the brand, and we like him very much, but unfortunately we've had to part ways with Jeff Tuttle. So more on that to come. We will be backfilling some of his responsibilities. I myself will be picking up more work from a sales management perspective. We'll have some additional support from some new hires like Dustin, who's our new customer service lead, and we'll distribute some of his other work. So I promise more detail on that to come, but I wanted to address that. Jeff Tuttle is no longer with us. We also lost Justin Wolf. So if Justin Wolf was your customer service rep, we're going to distribute his workload to other customer service reps. We have a team of great customer service reps, and as I mentioned, we have a new hire in Dustin Meister, the leader of the customer service team, and he's going to really help this team step up their game. We know we've got a lot of work to do there. You guys are going to feel a couple other cuts. So the first one is we will forego the sales meeting as a formal event here hosted by SPY. We did it last year. It was a really good event. Not all of you were able to make it, and frankly, not everyone was invited. Many of you were, though. It was a good event. We will have some sort of sales meeting. We will give you the opportunity to see what we're planning on, to see what we're doing, and we will give you the opportunity to give us information back. Probably that'll look something like us filming some content, pushing it to you, giving you a week to review, and then maybe we all get together on a WebEx sort of thing and review what's going on with SPY, because there's still plenty going on here. For those of you who do optical, we're also going to pull out of the Vision West trade show. Great show. We looked amazing there. Thank you to Matt Kelly for putting that together for us this year. But it feels like a little bit of a luxury when we are worrying about people's employment, their families, and I'd rather keep another person or two here than be at that trade show, frankly. I think it's a great thing to be at, but it's a bit of a luxury. We're going to have to find those dollars and those sales opportunities elsewhere. So no sales meeting, no Vision West. Here's another big one, and pay attention. SPY on January 1st will go to a uniform commission structure. So many of you might know there are various commission structures out there. This uniform structure will mean some of you are going to make more, a few of you are going to make the same, and frankly, quite a few of you are going to make a little bit less with the initial sale of a SPY product. So the commission structure that will be going forward on January 1st will be 8% for any goggles, 10% for any sun product, and 15% for any ophthalmic frame. So for those of you who are on a higher commission rate, I know what I'm telling you, and I'm sorry. We've all had to make sacrifices here today, some of us more than others. This is just an economic reality we have to face. However, what I will promise you, my promise and pledge, is that I will give you attainable, fair bonuses to make that money up. I will give them to you in a timely manner. I am very unhappy with you guys not having clear guidance on your bonuses coming into Q4. You need to know that before the quarter even starts or the first day. So my goal is to give you very attainable bonuses that help you make some of that money you might have lost back in short order. So and the history here is, many of you know, especially if you're at the sales meeting, at the same time that SPY was facing these economic headwinds and living off Ceph's money, we've been paying more and more commission against less and less sales. So unfortunately, we just can't continue that, but I do want to keep it fair. I do think 8%, 10%, and 15% is a good commission rate. Some of you had a little bit better for sure, and I will get you a bonus structure that helps you put that back, I promise. But you're going to have to grow to get that bonus. Okay, you ready? Not a lot more pain here. The one last little bit of tweaking that could affect your bottom line is we're going to slightly tweak the commission degradation scale. Not majorly, but as you know, as you start discounting product on closeouts, you lose a percentage of your commission. And there's a slight tweak there, a couple slight tweaks. It's not going to get a lot worse. You're still, but I want you to know very clearly on your way into a closeout deal what money you can and can't make. So we will present that to you in the form of a new contract as well. I'm mostly done talking about things that have changed for the worse for you. So that is that. Now, what's the same? What might be better? Again, of course, like I said, I do want to get you a very clear and attainable goal to earn your bonuses so you can get money back. I mean, SPY has many of these quarters we've paid, significant bonuses to those who provided significant growth. But I want you to be able to make some money back even with not marginal growth. But I'll call it 15% or something in that neighborhood, where sometimes we're asking you to hit 30 or more percent just to hit your first tier. I want to change that. I want to get you back to a more reasonable level to hit that first tier, and then probably add a second tier above it, a big stretch that if you really do go above and beyond, you get paid handsomely for it. That's my goal, and my commitment to you is I will get you that sort of bonus structure. What we haven't cut are programs and promo support. Like everything else, this budget has to be tight. There's never enough of it to go around. I know you don't have enough promo. I know you don't have enough sales programs and things like that. But we haven't made cuts there because what we do have, we know you still need and we want to give you. So that's not changing. And in fact, I'm hoping to give you more clarity than you ever had to how much promo you have and how you can use it. I don't want to cut servicing payouts. Some of you are better than others at participating in that, but in our view, we need the help. We want you to go into these accounts that are in your territory that if you can spend 20, 30 minutes wiping down the case and resetting it up, we're going to pay you for that time. Every servicing payout is a minimum of $25 in the US and sometimes more. I've seen servicing payouts that pay $150 per visit. So that is a source for additional supplemental revenue when you're doing SPY business. And I'm going to get better. We're going to do better about advising you about how you can make that money. More notes. We're also going to not stop investing in our systems, and we're going to improve those systems. I know you guys have been through a lot onboarding Peppery, getting used to NetSuite, orders got lost, people in this building didn't know where they were, but I swear to God, we are coming out of that fog and haze. We know more than we ever did about where those orders are and making sure they don't get caught, and I know that November was better than any previous month, and I guarantee December will be even better yet. So I promise you those systems are going to get better. We're going to be as reliable as we used to be before the switch. We know we're not there yet. We know it's been a lot of pain. It will not be lost. That is one of the reasons we've hired Dustin to join our team and lead that team. He's not here to be a CSR. He's here to run that team and get the systems and processes in place so you're getting the info you need to take action. Okay, breath. And we're still a viable, functional brand. We are a business. We have a plan to celebrate our 20th anniversary. We have amazing new retro-inspired historical styles coming back into our line. We've got a lot to talk about coming into the next year. We have more RX product coming than we did in the last year, and I know that was a point of contention. We have a couple new snow goggle models we're hustling to try and replace the Marshall 2. Or to add a Marshall 2 and some other goggles. So we're not slowing down product development. I do think we'll retain a pretty tight SKU focus, and maybe after this launch we'll keep it tight, but you're going to see a lot of new product coming next year. So keep your eyes out for it. And then the one thing that's definitely not going to change, if anything, it'll only ratchet up, is we are going to keep this marketplace as clean as we can. Now, that means if you are out there with vendors who like to sell our products on Amazon, that's not going to really last. We are not a fan of that. We don't support it. We've asked our best partners who always respect MAP to get off Amazon. Tilly's, for example, you can't find them on Amazon. They took SPY down on December 1st because we told them they had to. Your job is to find good quality sales where your customers have their own audience. Usually that's their own brick and mortar store. I don't care if it's their own website. However, if they just want to throw our stuff on Amazon like 200 other accounts and they're all going to bid the prices down, that's not going to work. We're going to focus on clean distribution. We've put resources behind it to keep our prices high, and that's to the benefit of everyone who does legitimate business with us, who you support and make your money off of. I want the price of SPY to be right in all marketplaces. So, your note, you will be personally liable if you sell anywhere but completely good accounts, right? So keep them off the marketplaces. All right, this is a long enough video already. I can't believe it's already 15 minutes. I thought this would be 5. There's a lot to talk about. There's more follow-up to come from us. You will have, I'm sure you have a lot of questions about how to report in. For now, I just want to say this. Today was a really hard day at SPY. Today was a hard day for everyone here who still has a job, because they've got to work harder, they've got to pick up more work, and we all lost friends who, unfortunately, we had to lose today. Today's especially a hard day for those that we lost. We really would like to help them find their next gig. We want to support them. We're doing everything we can on our side to give them a little bit of a soft landing on the way out, but it was a decision that we just had to make, and you should know that while it hurts in the short term, it guarantees you a viable and healthy brand to be a part of in the long term. And the health and viability of this business was very much in question, and it would have been quickly in question if we didn't make these changes. So in that way, it's a shitty day at SPY. It's also a good day though, because we will be here for years to come. Despite whatever economic challenges we've faced, we've gotten through them. We'll get through this. We'll be better for it. And that's all I really wanted to say. I'll try and catch up with you all individually when I can. I did want to get this message to you. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Thank you. We love you. We support you. And that's it. All right. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good December. And you will be hearing from me shortly. Thank you.